No other book glorifies God like the Psalter. That is why it is especially useful for the soul, because in it God is praised together with the angels, glorified and praised in majestic song. With the help of the Psalter, you can also intercede with God for yourself. Do not spend a single day without reading the Psalms. And if for some reason you stop, start again where you left off. And do not stop, forgetting laziness. Saint Basil the Great. For everything, brothers, is temporary in this world. It goes round and round. Today there is sunshine, and tomorrow there is darkness and rain and snow. Today there are banquets and weddings, and tomorrow there will be weeping and mourning. But if you care for the salvation of your soul, you will be sincere in your words and learn the commandments of God. And He will open your eyes that you may understand the wonders of the law of God. It is better for the sun to stand still than to leave the Psalter. For it is very useful to learn from the Psalms, and to read them diligently and fervently. For all books are useful to us, and they cause the demons to grieve. But not so much as the Psalter, for it is our counselor. Blessed Augustine. Singing psalms beautifies the soul, calls angels to help, drives away demons, dispels darkness, and inspires holiness. For a sinful person, it strengthens the spirit. It smooths out sins like alms. It strengthens faith, hope, love, reveals God, and quenches the desires of the flesh. It quenches anger. It drives out all sins, enlightens a person, opens the mind, and kills all evil. Whoever keeps the Psalms in his heart and loves them will never lack in anything, and his prayer will not be in vain. In the end he will rejoice before God. Reading the Psalms is a powerful prayer for the healing of the sick, in difficult circumstances, in trials. The Psalter comforts us in our grief, inexplicably calms our souls when we are disturbed and anxious. The Psalms are prayed for the homeland, for the salvation of people, one's family, an individual, or all people. It depends on which need we feel is most urgent. From the earliest times, the Church has established that the Psalms should be read over the dead from beginning to end, alternating day and night, until the body of the deceased is committed to the earth. But even then, the reading of the Psalms should not be omitted for the peace of mind of the newly departed, especially on the 3rd, 9th, and 40th days. The Psalter helps the soul of the deceased. It also helps us to find peace, comfort, and strength. For the repose of the souls of the deceased, Psalm 118 and Kathisma 17, which is called the Memorial Prayer, are read separately. Such a prayer has great power to cast out demons from those who are going through trials. And in cases where neighbors need special help, the 17th Kathisma is also recited for them, adding after each verse the prayer. The saints also recommended reading individual psalms as prayers for specific needs in life. Elder Skyaguman Savy Ostapenko, in times of grief and heartache, read Psalms 23, 27, and Gospel of Luke 15. When things are going badly, read Psalm 37 and Gospel of John 15. If you are in trouble and losing courage, read Psalm 126 and the Gospel of John, chapter 14. When you need to be strengthened in your trust in God, Psalm 26. Elder Arsenios of Cappadocia prayed the Psalms for the whole world. His small village, surrounded by Mohammedan Turks, did not know what doctors, judges, teachers, or guards could do for them. Saint Arseny helped people in all their needs. The peasants took miracles for granted. Today the whole world knows about the innumerable miracles that the holy elder performed with fervent prayer for every soul, whether orthodox or non-orthodox. Even after his death, the saint did not cease to pray to the Lord for what people needed. I give an incomplete list of his Psalter of prayers. Out of sadness and despondency, Psalms 69, 70. In sorrow, Psalms 56, 97. For the strengthening of the spiritually weak, Psalm 88. For faint-heartedness, unbelief, Psalm 138. For despair in poverty, Psalms 80, 112. For healing from offenses, Psalms 56, 69. For healing from the terrible habit of lying, deceit, Psalm 115. For healing from superstition, Psalm 121. From demons, Psalm 13, read 3 times for 3 days in a row, Psalms 90, 96. For strengthening in faith, Psalm 105. For spiritual growth and edification, Psalm 91. When we suffer from temptations and lose peace of soul, Psalm 24. In search of work, Psalm 38. To strengthen the weak in their work, Psalm 88. For reconciliation between a superior and a subordinate, Psalm 46. In case of unrequited love, Psalm 41. 4. Peace in the family among relatives, Psalms 35, 65, 116, 126, 127. 4. Harmony in marriage, Psalms 10, 94. Between parents and children, Psalm 76. For disobedient children, Psalm 22. For respect to elders, Psalm 109. For pacifying a violent head of the family, Psalm 139. For the cessation of enmity, Psalms 35 and 39, 46. For the wrathful, Psalm 136. For the conversion of rebels and slanderers who sow enmity, Psalms 93, 108. For the cessation of rebellion, Psalm 143. For the conversion of the lost and wicked, Psalm 49. To convert thieves, Psalms 14, 72. For the Lord to enlighten rulers to understand the needs of the people, Psalm 137. For the softening of the hearts of cruel rulers, Psalm 51. For the softening of the hearts of criminals, Psalm 72. For the peace of the country and the world, Psalms 131, 132. In defense of soldiers going to war, Psalm 111. In defense of sailing, Psalm 92. In dangerous work, Psalm 48. To protect those who suffer from cruel people with evil intentions, Psalms 33, 34, 74, 87. When the lonely suffer and despair because of their neighbors, Psalm 70. When unkind people prevent you from getting married, Psalm 45. In case of serious unjust accusations, Psalm 16, read 3 times on consecutive days, Psalms 32, 54, 59. For the release of an unjustly convicted person, Psalm 32. For protection from bandits, robbers, enemy troops, Psalm 47, read 40 days in a row, Psalms 14, 73, 78, 117. From murderers, Psalm 82. From enemies, Psalm 107. For protection against all kinds of attacks, Psalm 133. In danger, Psalm 48. During earthquakes, other natural disasters, Psalm 17. From fire, Psalm 21. From drought, Psalm 62, 89. From toothache, Psalm 37. From liver disease, Psalm 12. From eye disease, blindness, Psalms 5, 122. From headache, Psalms 125, 128. From epilepsy, Psalm 108. From heart and kidney disease, Psalm 44. From edema, Psalm 79. From deafness, Psalm 95. From dumbness, Psalm 58. From injuries from evil people, Psalms 36, 84, 146. From nervous mental illness, Psalm 27. When patients are aggressive, Psalm 11. For insane children, Psalm 113. For infertile parents, Psalms 19, 102, 106. For healing from bleeding, Psalm 145. From miscarriages, Psalm 67. For not losing a child when childbirth is dangerous, Psalms 40, 75. During childbirth, Psalm 18. For prolonging the life of the breadwinner of the family, Psalm 86. When we are on the verge of death, Psalm 33. For the Lord to save the world from a deadly plague, Psalm 85. When the Lord sends a pestilence for sins, Psalm 50. For blessings in good deeds and protection from demons and evil people, Psalm 57. For blessings in business, Psalm 64. For blessings on animals, Psalm 66. For the blessing of those who do the will of God, Psalms 99, 100. For the blessing of monastic life, Psalm 98. For the blessing of poor children, Psalm 114. The Psalter has a great saving power for the one who reads it. There is an angel, a guardian of the Psalter. But it is not because we leave the Psalms that God will judge us on the day of judgment, not because we stop praying. It is because of this abandonment that evil demons enter us. Moreover, when they find a place, they will enter and close the doors of our eyes. Then they do with us as with a weapon, violently and impurely, with the fiercest vengeance, everything forbidden. And because of leaving the little rule of Christ's intercession, we become subject to demons. As a wise old man wrote, "He who does not submit his will to God will submit to his adversary." All the rules that seem small to us become walls for us against those who want to enslave us. The implementation of these rules was wisely established by the founders of the church charter by revelation from heaven for the sake of preserving our lives. Saint Isaac the Syrian.